Fastest 15 minutes on social media, fastest 15 minutes on the internet. And my name is Judson Powell. All right, so I do have a revelation. Not so much of it's just a general revelation about this whole coronavirus thing. So I started looking up all these numbers. And first of all, I want to say, take everything very seriously. Social distance, wear your mask, all of that kind of stuff. I know that. Well, I'm in my car, and I spray my car before I get in and before I get out every time, so I disinfect it. But here's the thing. So I want you to practice all the things that the Centers for Disease Control and the World Health Organization and all those people are telling you, because it is very important. All right. Now, with that being said, there is a spiritual revelation, and this is something that I know people don't want to hear. But first of all, they're killing black people, and I'm using the term black. I don't want to get it. I don't want to make this about what we're supposed to be calling ourselves and everything. But here's the thing. They're starting to take these vaccines and these medicines and everything, and they're taking them into Africa. I have no idea why. And the reason why I say that is because if you go to the CDC website, and there's a map, and that map has where all of the infections are. All of the infections are in Europe. They are on the colonized side of South America, and they are basically Australia is kind of like a medium type deal, but pretty much everywhere that Caucasians are. And I know right now, everybody's like, you're racist and whatever. Well, the virus is not racist. The virus is, if you let it take its toll. The reason why the world is shut down is because white people are dying. And out of all those people, they're trying to say that, out of all the people that are dying in the United States, that 40% of them are black, which I don't believe. I don't think that's a real accurate number. In fact, I think it's a lie. And I really, truly believe that. And I think that that's why I've been touting melanin and all of that kind of stuff. And the reason why I've been saying all of that is because it kind of bears it out. And so they're using us as guinea pigs to experiment on their vaccine. And then we have Fauci coming out saying what? He's saying that basically they're not going to reopen the world until they get this mandatory vaccine, which they don't even know. Also, once again, the problem of the fact that it's endemic. The virus is endemic. It's going to mutate. It's going to change. So COVID-20 is not going to be like COVID-19, and COVID-21 is not going to be like COVID-20, et cetera, et cetera. So as things change, and as the world's changed, and it's the same thing, whether and all of the different viruses that have come through, the way they were handled was because of good leadership. And I mean, it does it. And once again, let's throw out the bipartisan stuff. Even George W. Bush handled crisis. Obama handled crisis, and all this president does is place blame or say he didn't know, he didn't read, he didn't. But you're the leader, supposedly the leader of the free world. So spiritually, what is the virus doing? It's taking out all of the people who basically stole society and civilization and everything else. That's what's happening, whether you believe it or not. And so when those Spaniards and those Italians, look at where most, even if 40% of the people dying in the United States are African American, that means that 60% of them are what? Okay. Now let me show you. And I wish I could put the chart up here, but I don't have a real good computer system right now. But if you looked at this chart, go to CDC and look at this chart. In fact, I think if you go, most search engines, if you go to the search engine and you just type it in, because that's like the big deal right now. So that CDC charts and everything and the maps, it just look it up, okay? The majority of the deaths that are occurring from this virus are from white people, and that's just the bottom line. Like I was saying day before yesterday, if you go and you look, it's the people that were the colonizers. The colonizers are literally being destroyed, and then in the African countries. And here's the thing: even in the African countries, most of the people that are dying in the African countries came there from other countries. They're not Africans. They're not indigenous Africans or Alkebulians. So, and that's why I get mad at y'all, because I try to tell y'all to claim Africa, because if we don't claim Africa, everybody else. It's funny how everybody else but Africans want to claim Africa. Everybody else wants Africa except for us. And we got all these different people that come into Africa and always trying to colonize Africa, take its natural resources, take everything out of Africa. And so that's why I was even when I was talking about Pan-Africanism. And the reason why Pan-Africanism is so important, and y'all need to leave Umar Johnson alone. In fact, y'all need to support that man. And y'all need to, yeah, he got his ways about him, but we all do. We all do. And y'all need to support that man. Why? Because he's the one that's actually telling y'all, the real deal. And I believe a lot of it is just propaganda, trolls, and all this kind of stuff to try to bring him down. Because the one thing that the white man does not want to see, the white supremacist agenda does not want to see a unified Africa or a unified descendants of Africa all around the world come together. See, that's the deal. That's the whole 3,000-pound pink elephant sitting in the middle of the room, or I should say black elephant sitting in the middle of the room. Because that's what Pan-Africanism is. The basis of Pan-Africanism is Africa for Africans. And after that, having the United States of Africa, okay, the United States of Africa with one African currency. And see, that's why, and so people be talking to, they come on and they say all kinds of stuff about all the leaders that have been killed and all this stuff. But the reason why they're killed is because of the money. Ain't got nothing to do. They could care less, about black people. But when it comes down to money, that's what they care about. So see, and Gaddafi, so let's just bring it all the way home. Gaddafi was basically the last major voice of Pan-Africanism, because Gaddafi was like, we need to, and I agree with this. They need to put them Chinese out of there. Look, the Chinese, when the coronavirus started spreading in China, they thought the Africans gave it to them. They didn't hesitate to throw Africans out of China. Did not hesitate. Did not pass go. Did not collect $200. Didn't do nothing. They was out. All right. So believe that. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all, the people that's really so anytime I see, when like I said, they got Facebook groups talking about Dr. Umar Johnson, and Dr. Johnson actually has it right. But y'all so mean spirited and hateful towards other black people that it's like, and people gonna hate me for saying this too. I understand. But you know what? The one thing I'm good about me is I don't care. and nobody writes me a paycheck and none of that stuff. So I'm not beholden to anybody. I'm really not. So the only one I'm beholden to is the Most High. All right. The Most High I'm beholden to. And we all are beholden to the Most High, without, no matter what religion or whatever we choose, ideologies or dogma we choose to follow, we're all still beholden to the Most High. True story. So that's why I want y'all to understand, like, look, don't get the game twisted. Africa for Africans. And that's why I get mad at the Hebrew Israelites and Nuwapians and all these people. Everybody that walks around talking about they're not African, you're, no matter, and it's diasporic, no matter where you are on Earth, if you have melanin in your skin, including the Chinese and the Orientals and everybody in Asia, that's why I did that teaching. If you go back in my videos, in fact, I'll do it again. But I did that teaching on the papyrus when I showed you the root of racism. The root of racism is the fact that the Kemetic priests said that there were only four, there were only four types of humans. Hue, color, people, meaning there are only four types. You're either black, you're brown, you're red, or you're yellow. And everybody else is non-human. And so Caucasians ain't really like that. They didn't really like that statement, and that's why. So when Alexander and all these people, Napoleon, everybody else that went into Africa and tried to conquer Africa, and to the point where they, that's why they wanted to enslave us. That's why they hate us. That's why they don't like us, because they know that we are the people of the sun. We are the people of the Most High. We are melanated. See, what if you take a Caucasian and you take me and y'all put us both in the sun, I'm just gonna get dark. He gonna burn up, get cancer, and die. I mean, it's not funny, but think about it. So that's basically the basis of the whole thing. So no matter what, no matter what goes on, and no matter what goes down, that's the basis of everything. The basis of everything is the fact that basically we are the people of the Most High. So the indigenous people of the earth, and that's why I tell y'all the Bible was written as a curse and spells and incantations against us, because we are the ones that are really the ones that will, that the earth was created for. And because there's no other people can't go out they can't go out and face the Most High. They really can't. They can't go out and face the Most High. Only we can. I could look up in the sun and be like, Daddy, Mama. But everybody else can't do that. And that's the basis, that's the linchpin to racism. And Africa is the motherland. It's the origin of all humanity. But so when we deny it, or when we deny the teachings of the ancestors, or when we deny our ancestors and our elders and all of that, that's what they want us to do. They've been dumbing us down. They have been dumbing us down for years, for centuries. That's the whole thing. Our music, they dumbed it down. Our art and culture, they dumbed it down so that we don't realize who we are. If you only knew who you were and whose you are, it would be all over. And they don't, and that's the thing that they don't want. And that's what all of this stuff, this whole, and I believe that they engineered this virus, and I believe it backfired on them. Or either Dr. Lieber was an evil dude and wanted to kill all the white people. But that's who it's killing. Whether you realize it or not, and they will never go on TV and tell you that, but the bottom line is, it's killing non-humans. And even the African Americans that it's killing, we got non-human blood in us because we mixed. I'm just laying it out there. I'm just telling it like it is, telling the truth. There's no lies in none of this. I'm not making any of this up. You can look, the Centers for Disease Control has a map, and they have all the numbers, and you can add up all the numbers of all the people, and they want to make it seem like we're the ones dying, but we're not. We're dying. I mean, some of us are dying. We're not immune. I'm not saying we're immune, but the bottom line is the majority of the people that are dying from this, the overwhelming number. Like I said, even if we make up 40% in the United States, y'all not going to white neighborhoods and saying, oh, they make up 70% of Fargo, North Dakota now. Anyway, fastest 15 minutes is up. I love all of y'all. Stay woke. Keep your eyes open. Keep your head on a swivel.